Today we're taking a look at the RSI Polaris. But no one's always asking me, hey Wednesday, what's the best starter ship? And I think the answer to that question depends a lot on what you want to do. And I think there's a good case to be made for the generalist ship, the multi-purpose ship, the ship that can kind of do everything. But I think there's also a case to be made for a ship that's maybe a bit more specialized. When it comes to starter ships, I don't think you can do much better than the RSI Polaris. We'll take a look underneath. Obviously, we can see what the Polaris is packing. It's, well, I'm not going to say I'm disappointed, but how do I put this delicately? I guess considering the size of the Polaris, I may be expected a little more. I'm sure the Polaris makes up for it in other ways. Now, if you come around to the front landing gear, you can play a game of hide and seek with the call elevator button. There it is. And that will cause the elevator to descend. It takes a while. Just be patient. Sometimes it'll get kind of like snag. Oh, yep, there it is. It got stuck. Hold on. It'll go up, and then it'll try again. Come on, you can do it. Okay, I think we're good. There we go. We'll just step into the elevator and take it up. Onwards and upwards, right? We're just gonna take this up to the first floor. We will do a quick walk around. I'm not going to spend too much time on all the rooms because there's a lot to cover. So, how have you been? Good. Yeah, I'm doing okay. Work has been crazy. I really need to take some time off. Let's see, can I ask you a question? Do you think the ship showdown is rigged? Oh, this is us. Here's our stop. Back here, we just have a little role-playing area. Oh, and by the way, keep an eye out for spirits. The Polaris apparently is known for supernatural activity. We've got some of these things, whatever they are, and then we have our cargo bay, and this is going to come in very handy. And then from the cargo bay, you can also access another role-playing room. We've got a little area that we can pretend to be engineers. And heading back to the cargo bay, we will take a lift up to the hangar. That's right, the Polaris comes with a hangar. The hangar is kind of like the central hub, and from here we can access pretty much any area of the ship that we want. So we will head over to our medical facility. It's pretty much exactly what you expect. We just have a couple beds. To be honest, I like to come here and just lay down and just have a moment. God, I have no idea what I'm doing. What am I doing with my life? Okay, that is enough existential terror for one day. Opposite of the medical bay, here we have the captain and XO quarters. We have two of them. This is Suite 1. For some reason, they're separated. I know traditionally the captain and XO share a bed, but for whatever reason, CIG put these in different rooms. So you're going to be sleeping alone, but you do have all the amenities needed for the Teeter Zero hygiene and digestion gameplay when that comes online. There's also a set of crew quarters that will never be used. We'll just take a peek inside. Got a couple bunk beds, got a timeout chair, and, of course, what ship would be complete without a bathroom with no bidet? It's disgusting. I'm already sick of it. Alright, that's enough of that. Finally, we have a little eating and recreation area. Got a little game of chess that you can play with yourself. And of course, we have plenty of seats for no one. And an empty cafeteria to feed those non-existent people. But of course, none of that is why we're here. The Polaris, of course, is known for its size 10 nightclub. It has a fully stocked bar, but unfortunately they only have one song. We have one of these. And if you come up here, I think this is supposed to be like a dance area, but no one ever comes here. So I like to just come in here and have a good cry. The music kind of drowns it out so no one can hear you, and it's dark so they can't see you either. That's better. Alright, time to get my game on. Let's head down to the bar. Hey there. Are you, I guess I'll just go fuck off. Ooh, a man in uniform. Hi. I was just wondering if you wanted to, oh my, a lady in uniform. I'll talk to you later. Hey. Hi there. I was just wondering, would you like to go to Whammer's? Grab a bite? Hello? Am I invisible? Guess I'll just go get a burger by myself. Hey, that's a good burger. Nice buns, too. I'm just gonna get out of here. Whatever. Alright, let's just get back to it. But before we go, I need to suit up, get some armor and some weapons, because you never know what you're going to encounter when you go rock mining. The Polaris is the premier rock mining vehicle, but you're going to need a few things. We're going to need a rock. Second, an Argo Atlas. You could consider this to be optional, but I don't leave home without it anymore. I always have an Atlas with me. I highly recommend you get one. Third, you need an Argo MPUV, obviously. I think that goes without saying. Now, I want to clear up a misconception that a lot of people have, because there's this idea out there that to go rock mining, you need something like a Nomad or a Cutlass Black. The problem with the Nomad and the Cutlass Black is that, unlike the Polaris, they are not custom made for the rock. As you can see, the rock will not fit into the bed of the Nomad. It's terrible. Is that what you want? Of course not. No matter which way you put it in, it's just a bad fit. It's never going in there. And then for the Cutlass Black, Did you think that you were gonna get this up that ramp? Of course not. This ramp is not fit for a rock. And then this is gonna happen. You know, is this how you want to spend your day? Really? And don't even think you're gonna use the side door. It's not gonna go in. So forget about the Cutlass Black. It's not gonna work. And frankly, neither is the Nomad, but I still love you, baby. Alright, let's get out of here. Now, it's been a minute since I've done any rock mining in Stanton, but the old haunt used to be Aberdeen, so that's where we're gonna go.
Auto drive is now on.
And once we get to Aberdeen, we're just going to pick a ground location. Any one will do. We're gonna take HDMS Anderson, and that's just to get us closer to the surface so that we don't have to fly all the way down manually. My goodness, the clouds that they've added to Aberdeen are... what a mood. And once you're down on the surface, we're just going to use tab to use our ping, and that's going to highlight any resource nodes that are within range. They're going to pop up at different distances. Like this one popped up at 7 kilometers, but what we're looking for is for a signal to pop up between about 2 and 4 kilometers. That's almost certainly going to be a gem deposit. And what we're looking for is Fainmaline. So here we go. We found our cluster of Fainmaline. Real talk. I was flying around for like a half hour looking for gems. I found like one cluster that was on the side of a mountain and was kind of inaccessible, so I just skipped it. And it took me 30 more minutes to find a second cluster, and not very many ore deposits either, so I don't know what's going on with Aberdeen, but it's not great. Okay, so now that we've found our gems, we are going to extend our landing gear, and of course, land. Then we're going to extend our ramp using open all doors, head down to the cargo bay, and get in your rack. Fire up the rack with U. Probably need to hit I as well. Turn on the engines. And just drive it out. And we're going to use the ping on our rack to locate those gems. There they are. And you use M to activate the mining laser. And that's all there is to it. So let's go get some gems. So get out of the rack. Head back up to the cargo bay. And climb in your MPUV. Very carefully raise your landing gear and fly out. And then you can use M to switch to the tractor beam mode. And then you just click to engage the tractor beam. Now pick up the rack and gently place it into your hangar. Perfect. Now we're just gonna land, because we may need this guy later. So now we are all set. Time to head back to the pilot seat. And now, assume the mining position. And maneuver our ship so that the hangar is over the gems. There, that looks right. Now head back to the hangar, climb in your rack. Engage the mining laser with M and just click to fire the laser. Just use your scroll wheel to adjust the power. Don't be afraid to give it a little juice. Now you don't want to heat it up too hot because it will explode. Just gotta get it just right. There we go. Now Alt-click to switch to extraction mode. And just vacuum up the gems. It's that easy. Let's grab another one. Now if you find that one of the gem deposits is maybe a little too far for your laser to reach, you can grab the MPUV, raise the landing gear, and just set it down nice and gently. Now use your handheld tractor beam to put the rock up on the MPUV. You'll want to be careful because this is how you can end up with an Argo Cat. But as you can see, we've now gained some height and we can reach these deposits. And heat this guy up. He's ready to pop.
Extraction mode on.
There it goes. And that's all there is to it, guys. Polaris makes gem mining a breeze. Now, you know what? Why don't we just leave these two lovebirds alone? At least someone got some action tonight. As far as my final score for the RSI Polaris, for bathrooms, if I could give it 0 bags of popcorn, I would. But obviously that's impossible. 1 bag is the lowest, so I award 1 bag of popcorn. And the popcorn has no butter. As a rock mining platform, this is a clear 6-bagger for the Polaris here. I don't think that there is an easier way to mine gems. 6 bags of popcorn, double butter, and no unpopped kernels. Ghost sightings, 2 bags of unbuttered popcorn. I was disappointed in the lack of hauntings, frankly. The description for the Polaris clearly states that it is a hotspot for supernatural activity, but I didn't see anything during my stay. Weapons, no, it's not a combat ship. Shields, that's possible, but I didn't see any. So there you have it, the RSI Polaris, one of the best starter ships that money can buy.